assuming we do roll out AI at the levels that everybody expects them to be at, what's your take on how that's going to impact the hybrid balance that's been in place for 3 years? Which part of this is going to go up? Which part of it is going to go down? The people who seem to know how to do this for larger organizations like Accenture and Jamie Dimon even is doing this, where basically they're abandoning the processes they have in place. They're going to go start from scratch and rebuild around AI and leverage it to the maximum extent possible. Where is that going to impact people?
So the first thing is, I think, is a valuable lesson. I mean, I hear this all the time out in Silicon Valley, is a valuable lesson from economic history, which is what's called the J curve. So if you look at previous pieces of technology like the internet, the personal computer, we can go back in time, the steam engine, the electric motor, air conditioner, there's a ton of them. What you see is these things have huge impact in the long run, but it typically takes many years. And why is that? Because you have to change organizations, you have to change infrastructures. And, it's one thing Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan with elite programmers, but the typical average American business is, not at the frontier. So AI, I think, is going to be enormously important. But, the MIT study highlights what I keep hearing, which is as of today, late 2025, probably into 26, maybe 27, we're just not seeing a huge impact. So, yes, 2030, 2035, sure. But, nobody's jobs are disappearing today. I think on your second point, there's two different views I've heard. So one view is, look, AI is the big friend of being in person. So AI can do the types of things that you can do fully remote. Think of some kind of repetitive, like proofreading or basic payroll, this kind of stuff. In fact, a lot of it's been offshored. So I think, it's the bigger enemy of offshoring, actually. So a lot of the stuff that, humans abroad can do cheaply, AI can do even cheaper. So under that view, the thing that AI can't do is be a physical person and have empathy and deal with managerial issues and fire underperformers and promote, et cetera, et cetera. So that suggests we're all coming back into the office. We don't need to be in every day, to be clear. So hybrid is totally fine. If you have to be in 2-3 days a week, that's enough. The alternative view, I spoke to Rich Barton for a while. He was a very thoughtful person. He was the founder of Zillow. He was actually one of the co-founders of Expedia and Glassdoor, so a very successful business person. And he said, look, for Zillow, which is mostly remote, they're remote first, it has been amazing because it's made them much more flexible. So he said, look, if AI comes in, they've been restructuring teams. And imagine, there's the four of us. Dan is in, Chicago. Francis, you're in, Atlanta. Mark is in Seattle and I'm in Boston. It's very hard to say, you four, you need to get together to create this new AI team. He said, look, but if you're more remote, you can rapidly reshape stuff. He said it's easier to hire and fire. So in some senses, it makes you more adaptable. So I think it's going to be the enemy of repetitive remote. Otherwise, I don't think it's going to have a huge impact. And I think that impact, when we see it, is going to be 3 to 5 years from now.